What is going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Now, today is a video that it's gonna be a little bit, I guess we've done this before, but it's if you guys should buy a diffuser from Street Aero. Now, they are a smaller company who makes diffusers, side skirts, and I think that's all they really make in terms of car parts. But they do support a lot of cars, which is really cool. They're a smaller company, so of course I wanted to go check them out, help them out. Just like my front splitter, you know, better deals, you can get better things, and I like helping out smaller companies. So today we're going to talk about my diffuser from Street Aero. Now, I want to break this video down into a few parts because I think it's important to do so. So the first thing I really wanted to talk about, now I did this on my unboxing video, and it is like in terms of packaging and shipping quality, because a lot of companies that I've been hearing about nowadays have really been slacking on their shipping and stuff, and their packaging just is really sloppy. When I got this package, I was really happy about it because everything was wrapped individually. There were so many packaging peanuts, and so it was just wrapped really nicely, and everything was super secure in there. And I don't think that if you dropped it from a high spot, nothing would have broken, because everything was in like a really good spot of how it was. So packaging and shipping, they get an A++ because it was, out of all the parts I've gotten for this car, I want to say that was one of the best like packaged things I've ever gotten, to be completely honest. Everything just wrapped individually. Everything was put in spots that nothing could really clank or hit each other. So everything stayed really secure and really safe in there. And that's important because you've seen those videos of UPS people just throwing boxes, and if someone threw this box, nothing would have broken, nothing would have bent, nothing would have gotten damaged, and it just was good. A second point that you have to do is kind of like material. Now, one thing I'm not pleased on with the material of it is made out of like ABS, or I think they said it was like a polyurethane. And I'm not a big fan of that material because if you do scrape it, it shaves things off and it can make things look really sloppy and poor. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I mean by that, because my car isn't super low, and I think my car is a really good ride height, and I've said this millions of times that my car is like perfect ride height. With this new diffuser on, it makes your car probably that much lower in the back, probably like a good 4 inches in the back lower. And I gotta tell you, I don't want to sugarcoat this, I scrape all the time now. Before, I never scraped on anything, but since I put this diffuser on, I'm constantly scraping it on things. Driveways are my worst nightmare. Getting into work is a nightmare because it's so low now. And I mean, it's one of those things that, yeah, I could raise my car probably a half an inch and everything would be solved, but because it is low, it scrapes a lot. If it was metal, yeah, it could bend, but if it was metal, I don't think it would be as damaged as it is now. Now, it's not that damaged, and I've only had it on for probably a week now, but you can see that I've scraped it. And that's the one thing about plastic pieces that really bother me. Now, I'll show you guys here in a second what I mean by it's been shaving off and what it looks like. And I tried to show it a little bit in the edit, but it might have been a little bit hard. But like my splitter that I got from DevSport, it's made out of aluminum. I've scraped that thing a million times, and I don't think you can even notice that I've ever scraped on anything. And it still looks like I just bought it, and it looks brand new still, kind of. But it looks really good because it's made out of metal, and when you scrape it, you can't really tell. It's gonna be really hard to tell, but I've scraped it right on this end plate right here, right there. And you can see on each individual fin. Almost every single morning I scrape it, and some sides are worse than others. And if I file them down a little bit, yeah, you won't be able to see that extra plastic there. For the time being, you can see the plastic there, and it looks pretty sloppy. This one is by far my worst one. It just leaves extra plastic residue over it, and it doesn't look that good because of it. Now, I just need to take some sandpaper to it and kind of just chip off that excess plastic that's built up because I've scraped it so many times, and it'll look fine. But that's just the one thing about material that I'm not crazy over, especially the price of this diffuser, because it was kind of pricey to be made out of plastic, in my opinion. I believe I spent about $200 on it because they were having a tax season sale, so it was on sale. But for $200, I think I expected a little bit better quality because I spent less for my front splitter, which is made out of metal. And If it was made out of metal, again, I'm not sure if it would have bent. I'm not sure if it would have broken. I'm not sure how it would have looked because I scrape it so much. But having it plastic, if you scrape or scratch on anything, you're gonna see it, you're gonna notice it, and it just doesn't look that good anymore. Yes, I'm still very happy with the product. I love how it looks, but it's like those little things when I scrape in the morning, sometimes when I leave, because I don't angle myself just enough, I now know it's gonna have a look to it, and I know it's gonna look a little bit sloppy. Yeah, I'm gonna fix it come show season, and I can even show you guys how to fix it if that's what you guys want. But just one of those small little things that kind of bothers me about quality wise of it, it's just because since it is made out of plastic, you can notice when you scrape. Hardware, they gave you self-tappers and they gave you nuts and bolts. Installing it with those nuts and bolts kind of made it a little bit difficult, but the hardware looked like good quality. So right now on both sides of where the exhaust parts are, I'm held on by nuts and bolts, so they're not going anywhere. But the centers underneath my fins from the natural bumper shape, those are still self-tappers. I cannot talk today. Those are still self-tappers. They haven't come out, so I'm gonna say hardware is good quality. They use locking nuts, so they are not gonna come loose. Well, they might, but they shouldn't. But so far, I've been driving around a decent amount of times. I've hit bumps. I've scraped the hell out of this thing so far, and we're still looking like it's on there all the way secure. So that's a plus side on there. If you watch my installation video, you guys will notice installation was a complete breeze. If you have a drill, then you're pretty much golden right there. All you gotta do is drill a few holes, put the nuts and bolts in, or use the self-tappers, and you're already halfway done there. As soon as I mounted it up with tape, that was actually the hardest part. You mounted up with tape, everything lined up relatively well of how I wanted it to. Yeah, it's a little bit crooked, but I think I fixed it for the most part. It doesn't seem that crooked anymore. Installation was super, super, super easy and simple. And that is a big part of installing parts and products is simplicity. The one thing, and I did contact them about this, that I didn't like was they didn't include mounting holes. And they said because people, especially with the BRZ, they want to shift it forward or back, and I get it. But it would have been nice if they had mounting holes or somewhere that you should place your bolts, because that means you have to drill through new products sometimes multiple times to find the right fitment and placement. If there was already holes there made for you, I think it would have made it a lot easier to install because you know where you're supposed to be putting your bolts and you know how to do it. This was pretty much a flat piece of plastic, and again, for the price, I think mounting holes would have been really nice to have because it just makes installation easier and it makes it less of a guessing game, because I didn't know where to put these bolts at all to hide the bolts so you don't see them from the back and to make it secure. So yeah, I understand what they're saying, they want to put it front or back or whatever, but having mounting holes definitely would have been a big plus. And I feel like I could have found a product that was maybe cheaper that had holes already drilled into it, so I didn't have to play that guessing game. Yeah, I know I would have had to drill holes into my bumper regardless, but that was completely expected. But not having mounting holes on the actual diffuser itself kind of made it not as easy for me. It's just one of those things that it might be a self-preference thing to have mounting holes, and maybe people don't like mounting holes, but I like mounting holes. And maybe, again, that might just be a personal opinion, and that just might be something that I like that nobody else likes, because I don't know, people are crazy out here. But it just would have made installation a lot simpler. The one nice thing though, that everything was already pre-assembled and everything kind of felt into place of how you would expect it to, except the end plate things that I chose not to use. If I put them on, I still have no clue where they go, and I'm assuming they just kind of bolt onto the bottom of your bumper somewhere, but they don't line up with anything and they don't mount onto the diffuser itself. So stuff like that also didn't really make sense, and they did not include instructions. I mean, I think it's a self-explanatory thing, but again, it's just one of those things. For the price, I think it would have been nice to have some sort of instruction. All in all, I am very happy with the product though, and I think it is pretty decent quality. I think it's the perfect amount of aggression I was looking for, because it's not overly aggressive and it has that OEM-esque thing. And when I say that, if you've ever seen the STI style for this car, it's kind of like a flat thing that adds barely any aggression, but it kind of contours with your things. And the Street Aero diffuser kind of does the same thing, except it's more aggressive by adding the fins. And I think it does look really good. And if it wasn't so sunny and I had better filters for my camera, I think I could take really good pictures today, but it's really sunny and I don't have the best filters for my camera, so it's really hard for me to take pictures of it. But that's why I tried adding that little edit in the beginning, so hopefully you guys can get a gist of what it looks like. If you guys follow my Instagram at ttr_brz, same as my tag here, I'm gonna be posting a lot of pictures, hopefully, of the product, because I like to help out smaller companies and I like to make sure that people can see the products that I'm using on my car, because I like to showcase them a little bit. I got some decent ones, so if you guys really do want some more advice on it, either you can DM me, look at my Instagram, even watch the beginning of the video 16 times to see how I actually did it. I also have an install video on it too. Now, I think one cool thing about the product too though is this isn't just like my product, and when I say this I'm saying it's like a company thing. They do have multiple versions of diffusers for cars. So if you're saying you don't like the style of mine, you want something way more aggressive, they do offer things that are way more aggressive than mine. I just liked how mine looked on the pictures, so that's why I did go with mine. The other one was a little too aggressive for my liking, because the rest of my car really isn't that aggressive. So I would still say check them out. If you've worked with ABS, so far it's really easy to work with, it's easy to drill through, it's lightweight, so I mean it has its benefits obviously. I'm just not a big fan because to me it just seems a little bit on the cheaper side, but again, that's just my personal opinion on it, and my personal opinion isn't always right. But I'd say definitely check them out at street_aero, I think that's all it is, on Instagram. They also have a website, so check out their website and look at products, because they have products for all sorts of cars. 350Zs, 370Zs, BRZs, Camaros. They've got so much stuff there. So I would say show them some love. Check out the products. If you guys need help installing them, reference back to my install video, or not, just do it on your own. But you guys should reference my videos so I get that watch time, baby. But I'd say check them out, show them some love, give them a follow on their Instagram, and you know, to say that I sent you guys, because I don't know, maybe they'll help me out some more. Now, something I have referenced before, and I did already say this in a past video. Wait, maybe I didn't. But if you notice that, like, you watch a video and you're like, wow, he's wearing the same exact outfit. Wow, that was like the same day. Because of this coronavirus stuff right now, I'm trying to record as much as I can in one single day, if I have a day off, as I can, so I can keep the content rolling for you guys. Because right now with this coronavirus thing, my hours are completely messed up and I work so much more now, and it's honestly ridiculous about how this is working out. I really do like making content for you guys, and I have a lot of fun doing it. Just, you know, sometimes it just doesn't work out in my favor with my hours. So I'm trying my best to get content going for you guys as much as I can. So I'm gonna try to push out like recording maybe 2 videos a day, or maybe more if I have a lot of ideas. Because right now I'm all-time motivational high right now because I just hit my 1,000, which is incredible. So thank you guys for that again. But I'm gonna try my best to keep new content rolling for you guys through this entire outbreak situation, just so you guys have something entertaining to watch, because I know a lot of you guys do like watching my content. So it's something I'm gonna try my best to do. But sometimes at the same time, you guys gotta bear with me, because during this entire outbreak thing, you gotta try to be safe, you gotta be smart about it, and I hope you guys are all being safe and smart about it as well, because I don't want you guys getting sick and like dying and stuff, because that's not good. But I'm gonna say, all in all, if you're looking for a diffuser and you'd like to help out small companies and any of that fun stuff, I'm gonna say go ahead and go with Street Aero, because out of all the products I've seen, they are a lot cheaper for things that are kind of the same like quality and same look. So they are cheaper in that aspect. So I would say go ahead and check them out and pick up some stuff from them, because they also have other stuff on there that I don't have on my car. But for diffuser, I would say check them out. All in all, I am very happy with the product that I bought by Street Aero. Yeah, we're all gonna have our little complaints, and yeah, we're all gonna say some things, because you know, nothing can ever be perfect of how we expect things to be. So I'm just gonna do a little recap now. So packaging, A+. Material, I'm gonna give it a C, because for the price, ABS just seems a little bit iffy, but again, that's just what I think about it. Installation, I'm gonna give it a B, because yeah, there's no mounting holes, but it was very easy to install, because ABS is very easy to work with and drill into, because it's kind of like, it's strong but weak at the same time. And look is an A+, so I think overall it's probably like a B plus-ish area, because it does look incredible and it looks super cool and aggressive, and I think I'm really happy with the purchase. Yeah, some little things, but I think it looks really good. And a lot of people, I think, overlook diffusers because diffusers tend to be extremely expensive, and this is in the $200 range, so it's not overly expensive for how cool it looks. Now, does this one have any performance benefit? I don't think so. I think this is strictly a look because it doesn't connect to anything. It's kind of just there underneath what the stock diffuser-ish area was. So I don't think it really does anything, or if it does, I haven't noticed it. The front splitter, I noticed it was doing something because it used to feel more planted. The diffuser, it might be, it might not be. I'm not too sure. I don't think it is. So performance, there's probably nothing there for it, but it looks good. So if you're looking for an aggressive back, head again over to Street Aero. Show them some love, show them some support. They're pretty sure they did post me on their page, so like my pictures. So I'm gonna leave you guys off here. I hope this video was a longer one because I feel like I was ranty again. But if you guys could please do me a few things, comment, like, subscribe, keep doing all that fun stuff because that's what keeps pushing me forward. It's what keeps us going. It's what keeps our content fresh as frick. That should be something I should keep saying too. But keep doing you guys. Stay motivated. Catch you guys next time. Peace out. Peace.